Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with The Dangers in My Heart episode number 2 reaction. The previous episode, it was the beginning of the show and we get to meet the two main characters, Ichikawa, I think that was the name of the guy, and Yamada, the girl. So Ichikawa is a peculiar character. He in his head he's like completely extremely edgy. Like thinks of some outrageous things, and in his main focus is Yamada, the girl who is quite popular. Like does modeling, and one of the popular girls in the class. And yeah, this is his the way he looks at her is like in a very edgy way. He's thinking of like keeping like a murder diary or whatever, like thinks of getting her or something, all that stuff. And it's kind of outrageous, but they get a connection, stuff happens, like they kind of meet in the library. He kind of helps her out a little bit, giving her like a box cutter. And later on, in the ending section, we kind of get to see how he does know and realize that she's like way out of his league, you know. However, still in the end, when he gets to see her being bothered by like some person to get her line ID, he helps her in an unusual but his own way by just throwing his bicycle into the river. But yeah, that's how he did it, and in the end, like yeah, we can see that like in the end they kind of meet properly, and Anna kind of laughs, seeing what he did. So the connection got established, and from now the story will progress. Let's see what happens. Episode number 2. Let us begin. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is a preference, and let's get started. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. It begins. Wow. But now there's someone else who is intruding this place. Wow. Neru 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 ne. You're the one to say that. Oh, what happened? Ah, okay. Alcohol spray, witch's recipe. What? All right. day. Hmm. Oh, is she back? Oh, she's back with water. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why is she running with the water? Oh my god. Yeah. Like, she's going, spilling water and going back and filling it again. Oh my god. Okay. Is he going to go? Yeah. Yeah. What are you, a ninja? Okay, please don't fall and break it. Oh my gosh, he's still doing it. Ah. Oh, is this like a candy? I didn't know that. Oh, it's a food. I thought it was something else. Okay. He's like, I'm gonna drink water with this. So, yeah. So, there you go. It's perfect. How refined. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, there's a little bit there. Oh, no, what is that? Oh, oh god. To eliminate her. She's smacking herself with that. True. Yeah. She's not doing it too. Moi manga. Yeah, that's true. Maybe all of them are in diet or something. I don't think this is that type of an anime, so yeah. What? Oh. No. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, I don't think that's working. Oh. Oh. What? Alright. He did stall him for a bit. It worked out. What the? Ah, that's why. Chihiro. Chichan. Yeah, that's boyfriend. Yeah, it doesn't come. Did come to take her with her. My god. Yeah. No, she was looking at him. She probably was a fan herself. Yep, there you go. Smell good? What? What? Oh, she's telling him to smell it. Oh my god. I was like, what? What? Okay. Oh my god. Probably they will go. What the? What? Oh, probably she's coming here to take her with. Oh my god. And she's hiding. Wow. Oh my god. Did she? She probably did. Nah, I don't think that's. It's just live. Oh, that's why she doesn't accompany her. That's why she comes here. Was she eating snacks in the toilet? Oh, okay. At least it's outside. Yeah. She knows that. She knows that she's underneath. Yeah. What is this magic trick? Yeah. Oh my god, this guy. Oh. Mm. Haunted house? Yeah. Oh boy, I feel like. Well, there goes your. The what? Why did she suddenly? Hmm. Oh my god. Hey yo, calm down. Wait, what is that thing behind him? Oh! Well, it worked on him. There you go. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, well, he barely did anything, but still. Wait, what the? Wait, who? Yeah, what? No, I doubt that. Are you stupid? Weren't you here? You didn't see them. Oh god. He took the blame. I don't like this kid. He needs a freaking slap. That is what says. Ooh, ooh. Uh, yeah. Yeah, but why? Maybe because she's a ghost. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, mind your own business, dude. What the hell? Oh boy. Ooh. Yeah. True. You can write another name. Oh, what did he do? Ichika. Oh, his name. Probably because she thought that kind of suspected. Damn! Will that work? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, oh, they kind. Okay, okay. The toilet. Oh no. Great. Be a good boyfriend. Great. Oh boy. Ah, okay, okay. Battle formation? I guess we can, like everyone surrounding them. Oh, okay. What? Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna climb out the window or something. I was like, what? What? Oh, wait. Oh no. Our town 80 years ago. Oh, this is like a picture, I guess, gallery kind of. That's nice. Like an exhibition. Mhm. Hmm. Oh, now he knows where she. Oh, it's very close, kind of. She probably can do it better. Oh, wait, what? I also thought she. Okay. I also thought that. Oh, wow. Are you a cat? Oh, all right. Yeah, it makes sense. It's a very. I died. It's a very unique thing or unique idea that they had. Bringing photographs 80 years ago. All right. This is the first time we're hearing the ending. So wait, is Wit Studio involved in this? What? This is the first time I'm seeing that. It's like Wit Studio written. She's just stuffing her mouth. She's just dropping all her stuff. Okay. Okay, that was a cute ending. All right, that is it. So this episode, we mainly deal with the festival and a few other things. So, all right, here in the beginning, we get to see, as usual, Ichikawa is in the library, his fortress, his whatever he calls it, his place, and Anna is also there doing her own thing, But today, she is actually, what was the name of the candy? Wait, Neru Neru Nerune. Nerune. Okay, so this thing, like at first, I did not really understand what this was at the beginning, but it makes sense. This is Yamada we are talking about, so obviously it'll be something that has something to do with food or candy or snack. So there you go. It's like a. I thought it was like some kind of a, I don't know, some kind of a toy or something, like she was like putting water in it. I was like, oh, maybe it has like a mold, and it's going to mold itself to something. But no, it's a candy. And like what I could gather from the that whole scene is that the candy, you need to kind of just, I don't know, stir it and it changes color, and the more you stir it, the more it changes color and more tastier it becomes. That that sounds so fun, like why don't we have these type of candies? Always like, like these type of things like Japan comes up with are just so interesting, and just so, like, what can I say, like this for example, like what an interesting concept. Just like, like more you stir a candy, the more it becomes tastier. Like it, oh god, like I wish we had these, like, like these type of things. Oh boy, like just anyways, yeah. So she has that, and she, like, she's ready to eat it. However, she doesn't have water in here, and obviously, Ichikawa is like looking at everything, and from the back of the bookshelf, and he's keeping an eye, and he's kind of like just being the narrator of the whole thing. It's so funny, like, whenever yeah, Yamada does something on her own over here in the library, he always is like the narrator, kind of monologuing what she's thinking, kind of telling us what she might be thinking. And yeah, it's so funny to listen to that. Anyways, so she see, so he sees her uh, getting the thing, and like thinking of, like trying to find where the water is, and she goes out. She goes out, and she goes to the water tap, takes water, brings it here. While bringing it here, spills it. Half of the water is gone. Again, tries to go back. That's what she is doing, and Ichikawa was like, "Oh my god! Like, what is she doing?" And when he realizes that she's actually spilling water, he's like, "Ah, my holy sanctuary! She's spilling water here!" And she's like, he just comes and just wiping the place. I love how she immediately comes back, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I would have wiped this later on." And like one thing I can, one thing I can gather from not only, like, the previous episode, from this episode as well, like especially this part, where Anna comes in, and she's like, water is dropping. She looks at Ichikawa, and she's like, I was I was going to wipe later. Okay, one thing I can see here is that she's not really, like, I feel like she also has trouble interacting with people she doesn't know. Like, what can I say? Like, even in the previous episode, with that guy who was trying to get her line ID and something, she was trying to like, like say that no, I'm not interested, and he's not really listening, and she tries her best to, like, let him go away, but he does persistent. He's persistent, so you can see how she's having trouble kind of interacting, and, like, like saying that, oh yeah, like, like saying something directly. which kind of, I don't know, I get the vibe that, like, obviously Ichikawa is extremely awkward, socially awkward. You can see how introverted he is. However, usually what happens is like the character who's like very much popular. You know what? Not necessarily. Like in Komi-san, Komi is quite popular and she's very, like, shy. But what I was going to say is that the popular person usually is a little bit extroverted. But here we can see that, I don't know. This is just a like a feeling that I'm getting, that she obviously is not as, like, like socially awkward as Ichikawa, but she also has her, like, has that a little bit. She's comfortable with her friends, but if there's like someone outside her friend circle who comes in, she kind of stutters and like is not able to properly like interact. But yeah, it's just something that I get the feeling of. Either way, she leaves and she's goes back, gets the water again, comes back again, drops half of the water. Like, it's just repeating. Ichikawa is like, she could just get a glass and come back and do that. So he's like, okay, the glass is supposed to be there on top, in that club room. What club room did he say? Like some club room. I forgot the name. Anyways, and he's thinking, he's like making calculations, like, oh, this amount of time is remaining for the, like, for the recess. So if I go now, like, I can probably bring it back, and makes a mental calculation. Drops the rug, runs, goes on top, gets the thing, comes back down, and sees that she has completed doing it. And she does the thing, kind of stirs the nedune, and it looks very, like, like, it's a very like pinkish color, like cotton candy. It became, and as he explains, the more you stir it, the more tastier it becomes. So now that it's completed, she eats it and she's like, oh my god, this is so amazing. She's very happy. So there you go. The fact that he brought the cup, or not cup, but the glass, it's just, yeah, no more need, dead. There's no more need for that. But obviously he cannot, like, really, like, show that it's because of her that he bought it. So he's like, I've just brought this for me, like, gotta drink my water. So goes to the tap, fills it, drinks the water, and I love how Yamada comments that, oh, that's quite sophisticated, like. And then she gives him the empty thing with a little bit is left, I think. And she's like, oh, you can keep that. Oh lord. Yeah, so there you go. That was the first part. The next part is Yamada is at class and she's fanning herself, smacking herself continuously with the book that she's using to fan herself. And I remember doing this as well to myself, like, like trying to fan myself, just whacking my head with it, and like, the distance perception. Sometimes it happens, but she's like doing it, like, half of the time it's like hitting her. So obviously her friend, Chi Chi Chi, so what was her name? Something called, like, something like Chi something, I forgot. Anyways, Chi-chan, they call her Chi-chan. So she is like, oh, like, give that to me, like, like, you're hitting yourself, like, and no, wait. Oh no, she says that, are you trying to bruise your face? Like, obviously she's a model, like, like, so when yeah, when Yamada says, like, oh, you fan me, she's like, no, like, no, I won't. So the other girl, Moe, I think that's her name. Yeah, Moeko. She's fans her, and then she's like, oh, but this is making me hot. So like, they start kind of fanning each other. But Yamada, like, like, has her perception, like, distance perception thing. So she's hitting Chi, like, continuously. And she's like, oh my god, like, stop this. And yeah, Ichikawa's just seeing all of this, and she's like, yeah, this is just like a manga, like, like a slice of life moe manga. This is just happening. Okay, So here Ichikawa thinks of something which is something that obviously like it's good, definitely going to kind of bother him, is that she has so many friends. Why do they not accompany her during the recess time while she eats her snack alone in the library? And obviously Ichikawa, this Ichikawa we're talking about, Ichikawa thinks of some weird things in his head. He's like, oh, she knows that I'm like, trying to trying to target her, so she's targeting me back. She's probably going to assassinate me someday. Like just weird things she's thinking. And yeah, she's sweating, like, and those guys behind him, they're like, oh, like, look at that, like, let's go and, like, like, peep at her. While they're trying to do that, I love how Ichikawa's, obviously he cannot really tell them to stop, because, like, he socially, like, he cannot really. So what he does, throws the box cutter down. When he picks it up, he's like, let me check this. And looking at what he's doing with the box cutter, the other guy gets freaked out. Anyways, stalling a little bit of time, Yamada goes away, and they're like doing the whole piggyback thing. Like, she's like Chi Chan is piggybacking her, because they lost in, like, like rock paper scissors. And here we get to see what Ichikawa has named Chi Chan. He has named Chi Chan as Yamada's boyfriend, because like she's the one who's like the closest to her, and doesn't really complain about anything. Like, does complain, but does it either way. So yeah, in his head, he just calls her Yamada's boyfriend. So oh boy. Anyways, yeah. So all of that was happening later on. Yamada tries to, like, piggyback her, but she's like, no, I'm too, like, shy to, like, for that. I'm embarrassed. I want that. Anyways, so the main question is still not gone. Why does she not let anyone come and eat snacks with her, and even her boyfriend? So here's the thing. At this point, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's because, like, like, they're like, Yamada eats a lot, like the snacks and everything, and those are like filled with calories. I was thinking, oh, maybe the girls, since, like, Yamada eats so much, they don't really accompany her, because otherwise they'll also probably start eating and they'll gain weight. Yamada probably has like very fast metabolism, or I don't know, like, does, like, it's like, some heavy exercise or something. Who knows? Like, there must be some way that even after eating so much, she doesn't gain much weight, and she's probably doing this for a long time. Like, eating, like, like eating snacks for a long time. So the fact that she doesn't gain weight probably has something to do with either of it. She either, like, like does a lot of exercise, or she has a fast metabolism. So that's the thing. And since she eats so much, her friends probably tried to accompany her at first, but later on just didn't really do that, because they themselves are concerned about their weight. So I thought, like, oh, maybe because of that, they like, dieting purposes. Maybe that's why they don't accompany her. Now I don't know about her other friends, but we do get to know what why Chi-chan doesn't really accompany her later on, a little bit later, where, like, she herself tells them, uh, which is she has allergy. That's why. And Yamada doesn't really want to kind of like, like, to bother her, and, like, just eat something in front of her where she herself won't be able to partake in it. She doesn't want that, so she keeps to herself, eats snacks on her own. Anyways, but yeah, at this point, he still doesn't know. So he's still thinking, Ichikawa's still thinking, maybe she's trying to assassinate me. And he has that fan, that the folding fan, and Yamada asks for the fan, and like, starts fanning herself. And here she's like, oh, it's like, such a nice smell. Now this part, at first I was like, what smell is she talking about? But then I realized, there's like, new things has this, like, distinct smell to it. Like, new, any type of new thing, it has like a smell. Like, be it books, like things made of plastic, or like paper, or whatever, like, it has like a smell, a new smell. I I remember, like, like when I was a kid, like when we have to, like, we had to buy books. Obviously, every school year, we had to buy new books for the new class. And I remember after buying the books, like after my parents used to buy them for me, I used to, like, the first thing I used to do is just smell the books. I was like, yeah, I don't know if that's weird. I'm pretty sure everyone did that. Yeah, why? I don't think that's weird. I'm pretty sure everyone did that once in the at least once in their lifetime. Like, like a new book comes and smells it, that type of thing. But either way, uh, she was like, "Oh, this is nice smell," and that's why I'm like, "All right, so that's probably that smell." The fan was probably new, and that smell. Anyways, so she's like, "Oh, it smells so nice," and she's smelling, and then she's like, come here," like, kind of signals Ichikawa, and she's like, "Oh, here you go, smell it." And this is the thing, I like how Ichikawa actually goes and, like, like smells it, goes really close to her and smells it. I was thinking he was going to, like, take it from her and then smell it, but he actually goes and, like, like, I was like, that's why I was surprised over that. I was like, damn, he actually, like, like gathered the courage to do that. Anyways, does that, and he sees that she's actually wearing a school swimsuit, underneath her, and he's like, wait, what? Why? Now I don't know. Like, he kind of speculates that maybe it's to hide her, like, underwear, but really, because of that, I don't know. Maybe she would. I don't know. Like, after school, maybe she's going to go to the pool or something. That's why she's just wearing it inside so that she doesn't have to, like, change. So I don't know. Anyways, like, he speculates that it's to hide her underwear, but I don't know. Anyways, maybe it's because of that. So after that, what's her name? Chichan calls her, and since she all again, like, is like eating without telling her over here, Chichan comes in very, like, like angry. She's like, "Oh, where is she?" And comes in, and Yamada's gone underneath the table. And Ichikawa's sitting there with the snacks. I love this part where immediately she realizes that she's underneath the table. Like, obviously, like, Ichikawa's sitting there in a weird way. In front of him is, like, tons of snacks. Pure, like, that just indicates that she's here somewhere. Either she's behind the thing, the book shelf, or underneath the table, or somewhere she's hiding. So yeah, Chichan immediately realizes that, and she just sits down and starts talking loudly about about Yamada. And she tells Ichikawa about, oh, she has a very weird way of looking out for me because I cannot eat snacks. I'm allergic to it. She just doesn't really eat in front of me, which makes sense, like, your best friend, like, you're eating something, like, you're eating some snacks. Obviously, like, you're going to share it with your friend, but if that person is not able to eat it, like, it's kind of weird, like, and awkward, isn't it? Like, just eating something in front of your friend, and your friend is just sitting down, like, not doing anything, just looking at you. It is kind of weird, and it does feel a little bit bad, like, since you're just eating it, like, even though you know that she's allergic to it, still, you know. So that's how she's kind of looking out for her. And she used to do that before, as she said, like, she used to do this before as well. At her house when they used to hang out, she used to just go out in the hallway and just eat. And yeah, she tells that. And here Ichikawa realizes that is why she eats here alone. And here then he can she starts kind of praising her, saying like, oh, she's so, like, dressed always so nice and fashionable. She's super cool when she's modeling, and starts, like, praising her, like, just very loudly to kind of bring her out. And it works, she kind of pops out underneath the table. Oh no, before that she oh wait oh yeah, before that she touches Ichikawa's leg, and Ichikawa almost faints over there because of that. uh, oh no. And then later, oh my god, then then she comes out and she's like, wait, were you just making all that up just to bring me out? And then like she's like, oh, like should I give you a piggy bank? And she's like, all right, fine, let's do it. And they go away, and Ichikawa goes to the toilet, and I'm like, good lord, facepalm, like this kid. Anyways, later on we get to see the cultural festival where the students are actually making stuff for the attractions, and their class is doing a haunted house. Ichikawa was like, "Oh, I have nothing to do with this. I'll just stay here quietly and not do anything." But like Yamada's like, "Oh, you're quite good at writing, and you have very nice handwriting. Could you come and help?" Like obviously he cannot really refuse her, so he goes, and Hara is there, like like painting. And oh no, before coming he goes to the toilet, and using this opportunity, Ichikawa goes underneath inside like a well, not a well, but like a prop well, to try to scare Ichikawa. And this part was hilarious because she was actually waiting to jump scare Ichikawa, and Ichikawa didn't know anything like any of that. He just came back from the toilet, and he just like sees that Hara is doing the painting. He kind of gives Hara a few pointers. He's like, oh, this should be more like like muddy, more, this color should be more muddy, this and that. And then he starts staring at Hara's chest. He gets so distracted. Yamada comes out, scaring him like out of his like hole. Like he just starts screaming and falls down. And she's like, "Oh, this is not going to work. The way you scream, it's not scary. It's cute." And she's like, "Wait, but Ichikawa did get scared." But no, Ichikawa doesn't matter. He was too focused on something. That's why he got jump scared. If he wasn't, he probably wouldn't have. Or who knows? He would have. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, they kind of like Chi and Yamada kind of go away. And yeah, Yamada Hara like ends her painting, goes to change the water. And here Yamada comes back and sees that the gravestone in it is written Yamada family. This part is so, what can I say, this guy Adachi, that's his name, he comes in immediately, and he's like, "Oh, what is the big deal? Why did you do this?" And starts like grabbing his collar and everything. I'm like, dude, what the hell is this? Like obviously he was trying to act tough because he was trying to make an impression on Yamada, but like this, like I don't exactly remember. Like I said, I did read the manga, and I'm pretty sure this part came. The previous part also came. I don't remember if this dude changes in the future. I don't really remember that if he actually changes. But if he keeps doing this even in the future, he'll probably be the most annoying character in this on this show. Like plain annoying. He will be. Like, what type of behavior is this? Like, good lord. Like, anyways, yeah, but I really hope he changes in the future. I don't remember in the manga, like I probably like like I don't know, like I probably knew what's going to happen, but I've forgotten most of the parts of the manga, so I didn't really remember. And now it's a little bit like little by little coming back. Like I'm realizing like yeah, I probably hated him in the manga as well, but this guy is just plain annoying. Like this is a thing, like there are in these type of shows there are characters who sometimes become like obstacles to like the progress of relationships and something, like. And yeah, those are like necessary, like like obstacles which kind of later on like enhances and kind of moves the relationship even more forward and kind of gives the characters a little bit push in the back. It works out pretty well by the end of it, even though at that point you're kind of annoyed at how the drama is progressing. In the end it kind of like becomes okay, and by the end you're kind of like, all right, you know what, he or she was kind of annoying, but by the end everything did work out, so it's fine. It progressed the relationship. This guy is nothing like that. He's just He's just a character who's here to like bother other people. I feel like, Anyways, let's see. Like, I don't know how. Oh my god, I feel like I feel like this will continue. This guy will keep bothering every episode, and that'll be like that'll be kind of annoying, wouldn't it? Anyways, but I really hated the way he reacted here. Like immediately, like as soon as like without knowing anything, like as soon as he saw like this is like an opportunity, he just comes in. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing? Why did you write that?" Grabs his collar and just. I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like, just calm down. Listen to him first. Like just listen to him. Why did he write it? Or if did he even write it? Anyways, you can see that like the other guy. Okay, that guy, isn't it? Just a minute. What's that? No, wait a minute. Didn't like that other kid? What is that other kid who tried to kind of? Oh, that happens a little bit later. Before that, like Ichikawa thinks that oh maybe Hara has a grudge on her or something. But either way, she didn't want to really like blame Hara for this, and like yeah, it's a little bit just blaming another girl for like like even if like in front of everyone, it's kind of like I can understand what he did. Like he could have easily been like, oh, I have nothing to do with it. Hara was painting it and like writing it. So, but he decides to cover for her, and he's like, oh yeah, I did it, and yeah, and he says like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, and the Adachi, he's like, oh, like better be good, or are you in for a beating? And kind of staring, like looking at Yamada, and you can see Yamada here after hearing that Ichikawa says that I wrote it. She kind of gets a little bit depressed, and then okay, Ichikawa says that dying is not a bad thing. This part is funny. Death is what saves us. Oh my god. What? Oh, his edgy jokes. Anyways, Hara comes in. Okay, Kanzaki, that's his name. The other guy. Um, the one who likes Hara, I think. He yeah, he says, yeah, he's like, oh, like like I think Ichikawa wrote like Yamada's name, and Hara was like, no, like he didn't write it, I wrote it. And they're like, oh, so it's like like that's what's going on, but why? And she's like, oh, because it's a very common name, I just like wrote any type of common name. And there was like many other common like names as well. And yeah, Adachi's like, but be careful next time, like that was like like misleading, don't do that, and just leaves. And I'm like, yeah, piss off. Like what? Oh god, this kid is going to annoy me every episode, I can see that. Oh god. uh, Either way, yeah, so here obviously Hara like clears up all the misunderstanding, like everything works out well. um Yamada comes in, and Yamada says that sorry, apologizes. Now, obviously, he didn't realize why she apologized, but it's kind of obvious that she apologized because she did think that maybe he was the one who wrote it. Like when he admitted that he wrote it, she believed that. But obviously, the fact that like this happened, she didn't have faith in him and probably thought that oh, like yeah, he did write it. That's probably why she was apologizing. Like this is the thing, even though he did admit that he wrote it, the fact that she probably believed it is something that Yamada was apologizing for, because she did see him helping her out before. you know she did see him kind of like acting, I guess you could say, in her interest in situations when she needed, like with the bicycle situation, where yeah, I'm pretty sure Yamada knows that he did that deliberately to help her out. So knowing that, even for like a brief amount of time, the fact that she probably thought that, oh yeah, Yamada, Ichikawa wrote this, you know, was something that she probably thought that it was wrong for her to think of it like that, because yeah, she knows him at least a little bit, and she at least knows that he's not that type of person who would do something like that. Like like, so there you go. Anyway, that's why I'm guessing she kind of apologized over there. And however, Ichikawa doesn't realize. He's like, why did she apologize? Now Hara was like, what to do with the name? So he actually writes his own name, Ichikawa. And yeah, later on, Yamada comes in, and Yamada's like tries to paint the blood on her face to make it more authentic. The haunted house. And Ichikawa helps her out with a little, kind of puts in a little black paint and a red paint, kind of makes it to make it look more authentic. And she's like, oh, put it on me. He gives a little, like a little, like a smudge of paint, and gets embarrassed after that. And he's like, oh, that is that's enough, that looks realistic enough. And yeah, later on, we do get to see that those guys, like the senpai guy, he calls him senpai pickup artist. He and a few of his friends came to again, ask for their numbers or whatever, or to hang out in the cultural festival. And I like how Ichikawa was like, when she was like, oh no, we're fine, no need, we're fine on our own. Ichika's like, yes, there you go, that's how you do it, go, let's go, boyfriend. Like, he calls her Yamada's boyfriend, that's why. But then the other girl, Moe, she's like, oh, let's go. And he goes so pissed off. He's like, oh, this extroverted girls, like always. And starts following them. Now, it's funny to see that how they were actually kind of guarding, what's her name, Yamada. Like, even Moe was kind of guarding her, even though she was the one who accepted the invitation. She was like on the right side. I think she was on in front, and the other girl was at the back, like a fortress. And here Ichikawa does think that, oh, what, even though he's doing all of this, he is the one who actually helped me get my bicycle back. And we get a little flashback where he was the one who helped pull the bicycle up. So Ichika was like, oh, these type of guys, if they're actually nice, it's even more, frustrating. I can understand that, because yeah, from the looks of it, he's a genuine guy. He might be a little bit, a little bit overbearing, or sometimes a bit, a bit, on top of you, that type of thing. However, he from the looks of it, he looks genuine. But yeah, obviously Ichikawa, with his own jealousy, he's kind of confused what to think. So he starts following them. Was almost going to lose them, so goes into like a classroom to the other part, and actually comes in front of them, and Ichikawa bumps into him. Not Ichikawa, sorry, Yamada. And both of them go inside that room where there's supposed to be like an exhibition of 80 years ago, how the town looked like. And they kind of had a little bit of alone time over there, where both of them looked at were looking at the map. And I like how Ichikawa was like, not Ichikawa, sorry, Yamada was like, oh, here's my house, where is yours? And he also shows it, and she's like, oh, it's like 1 kilometer apart. In a way, they did kind of get to know each other, where each other's house is, like a rough estimate of it. And he was like, all right, let me just snap a picture. And I like how Yamada's like, all right, sure, give it to me. And snaps a selfie. And he's like, oh, why, what? I didn't want a selfie. I wanted the maps picture. But obviously he's happy because he did get the selfie with her. Makes sense. Like, for Yamada, her being a model, snapping pictures means of human beings all the times, like of her. So Ichika was saying, let's snap a picture. She immediately thought that it's of their pictures. And so she was like, oh, yeah, sure, fine, let's do it. Makes sense. But obviously, Ichika was talking about the map. In no way would he ever say something like that to Yamada, like, oh, let's snap a picture. Like, at least not now, at this stage. But yeah, he did get his hands on a selfie with him and Ichikawa. And I like this part where he gets a picture and he's like, oh, I died. And yeah, later on, the turns out that that exhibition won the competition, rightfully so. It's a good idea. Like 80 years ago. Like the whole thing that they did, our town 80 years ago. And not only that, but because of that whole thing, Ichikawa ended up getting a selfie with Yamada. So yeah, win-win. So there you go. That was a cute episode, and yeah, we get to now. You can see here, like what I was trying to say. He might be edgy, like a bit too edgy, maybe extreme edgy, maybe, but he's nice. Like he did try to kind of, even in a situation like that where he could have easily said that, oh, Hara did it, because Hara was also there with them and she was the one who did it. So even if in a situation like that, like, if he could have said it, but he didn't, because he did not want the girls to get, like, like kind of involved in that whole mess and blame Hara or something, because he knew that Yamada is popular, extremely popular, and Hara definitely has her own social circle. So blaming Hara here, or like, saying that, oh, Hara did it, is going to kind of make their relationship a little bit, However, Ichikawa probably saw that situation and thought that, oh, I don't have many friends here, so even if I say that I was the one who did it, nobody would be bothered by it. Which kind of shows that, like, instead of thinking of whether he'll, like, get into trouble, he was thinking if other people will get into trouble. Like, he was not thinking of himself at that moment, but of the inconvenience that it might actually, like, like pose for others. He didn't think about the inconvenience it might, like, it might affect him. That might affect him. He thought of the others over there and Hara, which shows that, yeah, it's he might be edgy, but he's a nice guy. And you'll see, like, as far as I can remember from the manga, like Ichikawa and Yamada, both of their relationships progresses in a very wholesome manner. Like, I don't know how to express it, but what can I say? Like, the character development that goes on in this manga, as far as I can remember, it's quite unique. In a very unique way, they kind of, like, progress the relationship between these two. Like, I've read a lot of, like, slice of life, these type of, like, mangas, rom-com mangas, but something stood out for this manga, at least to me. It stood out. Something was unique here. And it's been a while, so I cannot really express myself properly, because I do remember the feeling of, like, that uniqueness, but I don't exactly remember what happened. So I'm trying my best to kind of express it for the people who might still not be, like, like used to this, but like, give it a few more episodes. I'm sure you'll realize little by little that, yeah, the character development here goes in a little bit different way than the other mangas does. Like, I myself, I'm not able to express this because I can't remember, but as the episodes will go on, I'll elaborate on this, because I'm pretty sure my memory is also going to come back as I keep watching these episodes, and I'll elaborate further why I liked this and why this stood out to me, why the manga stood out to me. As the episodes go on, as we experience more stuff, I'll talk about that more. And yeah, like I genuinely really liked the way this show like the manga handled itself. And I'm looking forward to the upcoming episodes. Let's see. So there you go. That is it. That's my reaction to episode number 2 of The Dangers in My Heart. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, and comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode with another episode of The Dangers in My Heart. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.